and welcome to or welcome back to my channel. Sorry that it's been so long since I've gotten like a long form video out, but today we're going to be talking about how to discreetly embrace your inner child or regress without spending any money. I know that for everyone right now, this kind of like situation I feel like we're in a lot of countries, definitely in the US, things are really strained and difficult right now financially for a lot of people. And I totally understand why when you see a creator like me having a room like my inner child / age regression / special interest room, and when I talk about it so in tandem with my healing process, I feel like it almost comes across as I'm saying that you need to have a room full of stuffed animals and toys in order to age regress or in order to like embrace your childlike interests, and that is not true at all. You do not need to have any money or any budget at all to be able to heal your inner child or to be able to embrace your childlike side or to regress. And this room and my regression and my healing journey has been a long time in the making. I've been working on it since I was literally 15. I'm 24 now, and this room is something that like I slowly collected for and knew that I wanted since I was 15. So again, that's almost 10 years of me being able to put this together. I also want to say that while I'm going to be talking about completely free ideas in this video, there are also a lot of things that you can do on a budget, and I really recommend thrifting and getting things secondhand, because when you do that, you're very likely saving something from the landfill, and it's like great for the environment. If you're interested in that, I really recommend, I'm homebound so I cannot go in person to thrift stores anymore, but I really recommend places like eBay, Mercari. Sometimes Etsy will have secondhand things, but you kind of have to like do a bit more of a vetting process. And yeah, so I hope that that makes sense. But yeah, these are ways to basically embrace childlike interests and get some inner child healing work done without spending any money at all. At the end of the day, your inner child or your regression side, or if you are someone in a DID system that has little alters, no matter what it looks like for you, maybe you're autistic and some of your special interests like mine are childlike things, no matter what, that interest, that love, that piece of you, that part of you, that lives in you. All you have to do is exist and be yourself for it to exist. You don't need to spend money for it to exist. It's already just a part of you. And the most important thing that you do when you're on a healing journey, all that work, even if you're working in therapy and like a therapist is helping you, the work that you're doing that work. So again, even with that, obviously therapy costs money, but to start doing like little things to help yourself, that can all be completely free, because obviously not everyone has access to clinical support. That being said, this video is not about things that can help more on like the mental health side. This is specifically sort of to do with like activities and things for you to do to sort of like harness that piece of you, and less so about like the clinical healing side. If you would like me to make a video on that or advice on that, I can do that as well, sort of talking about more of like the mental health piece. I can absolutely do that. As you guys know, I'm chronically ill, so if you would also like to hear a video on things that you can do from bed or in a low energy state, please let me know, because I would love to make those videos as a follow-up to this one. But enough of my long intros, let's get into some activities that you can do that cost you absolutely nothing. So first off, you are going to download free coloring pages, and you can either use free coloring apps to color them in, or if you already have colored pencils or something like that, you can use those. And if you don't have coloring implements, you are gonna want to go to your library. The library is free, and often they will also let you print things there. So you can print free coloring pages and color them there. Also at the library, you can get a library card for free, so you can check out as many books as you want. Usually, sometimes there's a limit, but you can check out kind of like an infinite number of books with your library card, and you can check out kids' books, and sometimes some libraries will also have toys that you can check out. Obviously with that, I recommend sanitizing everything first, because kids are quite germy, and to not hold on to things for too long, obviously, because there may be children or other people that want to check those things out. But the library is a really great free resource, and not enough people in most local communities are even using them. So to give your library some use and some attention is a really great idea. I also wanted to make a note with the coloring pages to please make sure that they are made by artists and not AI generated. Please do not use AI for anything. It is horrible for the environment, it is horrible for artists, and it is horrible for poor and POC communities that are losing access to clean water. There's no excuse for it and there's no need for it. If you're confused about where to get free coloring pages, the Crayola website has a bunch of them and I will link that in the description. Next up, for a free place you can go are parks and playgrounds. I like to really be mindful about sort of like community consent. No matter what you're doing, even if it's completely innocent, which obviously I'm sure that it is for me, of course. But the rest of your community may not know that. So I think it's really important if you're gonna go to a park or a playground and sort of exhibit a more childlike side, that you should go during a time when there is no one else there. I recommend kind of like weird times of day, like early morning or when the weather isn't that great, and to just dress for the weather and go then. Next, you can actually make a whole bunch of toys with household items. And I'm gonna put some pictures on screen of what I'm talking about. You can even make stuffed animals using things like washcloths, towels, dish towels, or even socks. And even if you don't want to make your own toys or things like that, honestly, I find it quite fun to just personify things. So it can be any item at all, like a candle or a spoon or literally anything. If you've seen Toy Story, you're probably familiar with Forky. Like, if you give something a personality, you give it a name, that can be a companion for you and something that you can play with using your imagination. If you are interested in some of those images I showed, I will be putting links in the description to how to make basically like crafts using household items, toys using household items. And if you don't have anything in your house to use those things, there is a huge abundance of things that you can either personify or use to make toys outside. And being outside is like amazing for you anyways, and there's so much out there that can stir your imagination. So I will also link like outdoors type crafts in the description, but there are so many things at your disposal: sticks, leaves, pine cones, acorns, flowers, other types of plants, as long as nothing is like poisonous, obviously. Like, do your due diligence. There's so much outdoors as well for you to turn into a toy or a companion for yourself. And another note on outdoors, even if you're not someone that likes pretend play or toys or imaginative play, there's so much outside, like I said, that can stir your imagination. I really like cloud watching, stargazing, just watching animals and your local wildlife, taking in the space around you, watching the seasons change, building fairy houses from all natural materials and thinking about the fairies or animals that will come visit. I also like to leave a little bit of wildlife safe food with my fairy houses so that it will be more likely to attract some critters. Honestly, just going outside and like seeing how many little details you can notice is such a fun and like engaging and like simplifying activity to do. I feel like it's very meditative. Like literally to just like pick up a leaf and hold it in the sunlight and see how many details in that leaf you can see, or go and hug a tree, or look at the bark up close. There are so many things you can do. If it rains, go and jump in puddles, look in puddles, turn over rocks and see what creatures you can find. Just be gentle and make sure that you leave everything as you left it, or even as better than you left it. It may also be fun to research your area online, see what kinds of animals and plants and things you can expect to find, and then go on a little scavenger hunt for yourself. Another thing that's free, all you need are blankets and chairs, which I'm hoping that you do have, is to make a blanket for it. If you don't even have blankets, you could use sheets or towels, and if you don't have chairs, I guess you could use like a bed frame or another like facet of your house. I feel like you could even do it by opening cabinets and spreading things like that. And then last two things, one are just fun free apps. I will put some on screen that I like to use, but I'm not really a screens person, so you know, you might even know of more things than I do, and if you do, please feel free to leave them in the description for others. That's just what I could think of. But apps, if you have a device, which I imagine you do since you're watching this video right now, can get some free apps and play little games on there. Or lastly, the thing that you have that is completely free that you do not need anything at all for, you don't need anything. Your eyes could be closed, just completely nothingness at all. All you need is your imagination. In there you can write creative stories, you can go on adventures, you can have all the toys you want. Here, I'll tell you some of the things that I like to do in my head. I have a very elaborate inner worlds built with various places that I can visit. And one thing I really like to do is make like woodland animal companions and then imagine their little burrows or their little homes and then shrink myself down and go and visit them. So that's one idea. If you would like a whole video on imagination ideas and things you can literally just do in your own head, also please let me know because I would love to make that video. I am chronically ill. I spend most of my time in bed off screens, often with an eye mask on, completely in the dark. During those times, I just like to meditate and go into my own mind. So yeah, I hope that this video gave you some ideas for things that you can do on literally no budget, and I hope that you try some of them out, and if you do, please let me know. If you do have some degree of budget, like I said, please make sure to try to find things secondhand. It's really great, and you might end up finding a lot of stuff. There's so much more out there than you even know, and I would say a really great percentage of the things in here in this room are all secondhand. So yeah, I feel like that's really cool, and I hope that you can find something and give it a forever home instead of it ending up in the landfill. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you would like to see the other videos I was talking about, please let me know. If you have other tips or suggestions, please leave them down below. And right now over on Patreon, we are doing Vlogmas, and we are filming pretty much every day. The only days that have to kind of be smushed together and combined are days where I'm having really bad symptom days. But we have 5 vlogs for that, I believe, out already, 4 or 5, and another one will be out every day up until Christmas. So yeah, I really hope that you guys enjoy that. And as always, I love you, and I will see you in the next one.